Hey guys, in this video I'm going to create this smooth text animation using geometry nodes in Blender. As you can see in this text, we have particles or petals like objects that are moving around, and we will use the repeat zone nodes to create this effect. This is the graph node editor, and this window is the 3D viewport. Let's add a text. Go to edit mode and type your text, for example Tokyo. In the side panel, in this font option, you can change the font type. I'll go with Comic Sans Bold. Then let's increase the character spacing. Now I'll convert this text into a mesh. As you can see, this has been converted into a mesh, and you can look at the topology of this mesh. So that is quite messed up and needs some work. So I will again go to the edit mode and extrude this text. Now in the object mode, select this text, and here this is the wireframe view of our text mesh. You can see the topology is still not good over here. I'm going to use this Q remeshify plugin or add-on, and for density value of 2, you can change the topology of this text like this. So now it looks much better than the previous one. Okay, so now you can see it is made up of quads only, and I think we are good to go with this text mesh. Now let's create one new geometry nodes tree. The group input represents this text mesh. The first node I will add is mesh to volume. I will convert this text mesh into a volume. Here we can increase the density as well as the number of voxels. If we increase the voxel numbers, your system may slow down. So be careful. Let me just rotate this text on x-axis by 90 degree. So it will be upright like this. Now let's add a node to distribute points in volume. Let me increase the density. There you go. So we have points distributed in that volume. It's a good practice to add this node set point radius. So here, if you decrease the radius of the points, you'll get a better idea about the density of distributed points. I guess I can increase the density a bit more. Let's say to 5000. Next, I will add repeat zone. So it has a pair of nodes. As you can see, I'll connect the first one to the output of set point radius and the second node to the group output. Now in this repeat zone, I'll add set position node. So if you increase this input iterations, it will perform the operation that is inside this repeat zone that many number of times. Okay, so let's say our number of iterations is 3 right now, and I change the value of z coordinate to 0.1. So you can see my text has moved upwards towards the positive z direction by 0.1 meter into 3, because there are 3 iterations. And if I change the number of iterations, it will move accordingly. Now let's add noise texture to the offset input. So you can see our text or the group of points has been distorted. I will use a very small value of scale here, 0.3. And if you change the value of W, you can see the points moving like this. Let's add a node for offsetting this text. I will add vector subtract and subtract the input vector by 0.5. So as a result, the text has moved back to its previous position. And let's add a node scale. It will help in controlling the magnitude of noise. Right now, all the points are moving together. And what I want each and every point also to move around its main location. That will result in a smooth motion. Let's connect the W parameter with a random value, and between these two nodes I will add another node called multiply add. So it has two inputs, multiplier and addend. So this addend is nothing but the same W parameter. Now if I change the value of addend, you can see the individual points are also moving. Feel free to play with the values of multiplier and addend. I'll go with this set of values 6 and 10. Let me grab this text and move it towards the positive z direction. And now I will set a keyframe for addend at the first frame. So at the first frame, addend is 0. And at the 300 frame, I'll make it 6 and set a keyframe. Now let's play the animation. So you can see our points are moving slowly and smoothly. And you can also uh, see the text clearly. Here you can change the interpolation to linear by selecting both the keyframes together. And also let's reduce the value of scale. Let me increase the FPS to 30. Now I will replace these points with instances. For that, I'll add instance on points node and connect a mesh circle to instance input. So it's basically a 2D circle. I'll set the vertices to 5, so it will be low poly, and set a small value of radius. Okay, so there you go. Our points have been replaced by these two-dimensional circles. Let's also add some random rotation to these circles. It will look more organic. Pull out a branch from rotation and add random rotation. That's it. Now you can see our circles are randomly rotated and they are also looking like flower petals. Let's add a color or texture to these circles or petals. So I'll add a set material node after instance on points. And in the side panel, I'll create a new material. Let's call it particles color. You can give any name, it's a variable. Select the same texture in the set material node as well. Go to the shading tab. And here you can change the color. I've reduced the roughness to make it more reflective. Now, before rendering, make sure you add some lights to your scene, otherwise, it won't be visible. So, I'll add one big area light right on top. Let's move this light behind the text and rotate it towards the text like this. In the side panel, increase the power of the light. And now in the render view, you can see that our uh, text particles are visible, but not that clearly. I've increased the power of this light source to 500 now. Now the text is visible. Let's add an environment. So in the shading tab, select the world option and add this environment texture node. From here, you can open any image file. I'll be using a PNG file that has anime style clouds. I'll provide the link from where you can download this image. Just check out the description section and connect this node to the background node. You can decrease the brightness of that image from background strength parameter, and this is how it will look in the render view. I'll add one more light source. Let's add the sunlight. And rotate it to change the direction of the light. Let's increase the strength of this light source to 2. Yeah, so the visibility has improved for our text. And if you're satisfied, add your camera, select the best view, and you can animate your text. Like I said, if you decrease the value of strength in this node, the brightness will decrease for the background.